Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope and help is available.
Yes, Bafethu, this is your boy Andile Tshabalala. Catch me every Thursday, 2 p.m. Konala with the Broskies of Sotra, brought to you by Ishe Radio. We are fixing the country. Ungatha sikjelanga atsiye kadas.
Of course, Andy Maanzo, each and every Thursday, right here at the Broskies of Sotra. We are fixing the country, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it the Kasi way, the Kasi Broski way, in which today the guys are not joining me, but wherever they are making sure that they are tuned in, and I'm hoping to hear their views on what we are going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Broskies of Sotra each and every Thursday at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, it is not 2 p.m. Please forgive me about that in terms of not sticking right into the time, ladies and gentlemen. You know how these things are. Load shedding will be the death of us. So even though load shedding is with us, we are going to be with you no matter what happens. We're going to make sure that we make plans into giving you, the content that you guys want, and actually being with you each and every week in the shows that we have here at Share Online. So please, guys, bear with us. Load shedding is the death of us. Water again. I mean, imagine coming to a show, like you didn't bath, there's no water. So like these kind of things, you just need to think of them. Sometimes a show can't go on because of the problems that we are facing, as people in the townships and everywhere in South Africa, not only in townships, but I believe that wherever you are, you believe, that whenever we have, the issues of technicals and getting things right, it's a matter of time that we get, things to you guys. Today, obviously, the guys are not joining me alone. By the way, I did not introduce myself. Sorry about that. My name is Moeketsi Maimane, aka Max. Max for maximum temperature, ladies and gentlemen. Known for the top 10 every Friday right here on Share Online, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be a little different because it's going to be like a sit down and a one-on-one talk with you guys at home. And please, if you have joined the conversation, and if you just joined the conversation right now, don't forget our social media platforms, in which is YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and also Instagram. On YouTube, you just subscribe to the channel and make sure that you share the live with your loved ones so that we can be here, all of us experience this moment of fixing the country, because that's what the show is about. We are going to be fixing the country. So stay right there, share the live. Also on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, make sure to leave your comment down below on the topic that me and you we are going to discuss today. So please do not be left out. And also on our Instagram, we are also live. Catch us there, and also press that follow button, because each and every day right here at Share Online, we're bringing you the best. And also my WhatsApp line is open, ladies and gentlemen. It's 061-524-7758. If you wish to give me a call, that's a number to actually dial there on your phone, ladies and gentlemen. 061-524-7758. Without wasting any time, and before I go to a break, before I go to an ad break and play you music. And speaking of music, guys, I started my show with Element Brothers featuring Mjopi 97. Element brothers, Mjopi97, featuring Thick Mummy the MC, Bati Begezela. So wherever you are, you have to know that you have to be patient with most of the things that you're going through in your life, in which it's something that we're about to touch on this topic for today. You know, ukubegezela, having patience. But our topic for today is life in Kasi. To be general with you, to be precise with you of what we are going to be speaking about right here in the Broskies of Sotra. As much as we are fixing the country, we are going to be speaking about the life in Kasi, what happens every day in Kasi, what things that you experience, things that you see, and things that you would love to change, right? And I'm also want to introduce to someone who will be joining me behind the mic, my ghost, in which I didn't introduce her, you know, when we started the show. So I'm just gonna give her a little bit of this moment to introduce herself and tell us who is she.
Sanbonani ba Mamele Makaya. Mo,
Yes, ma'am.
you introduced me as a ghost, so should I tell people my name?
I mean, it's up to you. You know, it's up to you. Tell them your name. You know, I don't have to tell you what you need to do. So, like, you can tell them your name because it's a discussion that is open for all of us. Or are you marketing yourself there? If you're marketing yourself, then the stage is yours, ma'am.
Thank you, Ketsi. My name is Tando Fem, and yeah, I'll be with you for the day. Thank you, Mo.
All right. Thank you. Please, she will be giving us what she thinks, you know, about the topic that we are going to discuss today. The topic for today, ladies and gentlemen, is life in Kasi. Life in Kasi in general, bophelo ba ko Kasi, impilo ya se Kasi, everyday struggles that people go through in Kasi. So this is, you know, a chance of you to think. Before you go to the break, just sit down there, think, grab a pen and write down your notes. Or if you have your notes in your head, please send me a voice note on 061-524-7758. And on my Facebook, it's Share Online, YouTube Share Online, Instagram is also Share Online. So please stay with me as I go on an ad. When we come back, we're going to discuss more of this topic. So right now, I'm going to play an ad, and then after an ad, please, you know, put your hands together for Enormous Motions. Bare Khotlana Monate.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope and help is available.
Yes, Bafethu, this is your boy Andy Maandi. Catch me every Thursday, 2 p.m. Khona with the Broskies of Sotra, brought to you by Ishe Radio. We are fixing the country. Ungathasikjelanga atsiye kadas.
Indeed, atsiye kadas. Every Thursday right here in the Broskies of Sotra. Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that we are bringing you the solutions that the country needs. Of course, I just played you Enormous Motion, Bare Khotlana Monati. Indeed, one of the local talent that we have here, even though we having problems around Ekasi and facing the circumstances that of our everyday lives in Kasi, but we do not forget that talent is something that has to go into very, very, very huge measures, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, you are still joining me right here in the Kasi. Oh, sorry about that. In the Broskies of Sotra at 2 p.m. But now my time is 8 minutes past 3. And then we are about to dive deep into the topic, which is life in Kasi. Please, guys, on my socials on my YouTube is Share Online. Please do not forget to press that subscription button, the like button, and the notification button so that every Thursday when Kasi Lifestyle is live, you will be told that, tune in. We've got the best topics to discuss around in Kasi. And then Facebook is also Share Online. Don't forget to drop your comment down below and tell me what you think, about, the life in general in Kasi. Tell me the things that you have experienced. Maybe if you want to move, why do you want to move? Facebook is there. Comment down below and share the life with someone who really needs, to talk about these kind of topics, and tell them that right now the Broskies is live and they're trying to fix the country and they want you to join. And then my WhatsApp line is also open, ladies and gentlemen. The number to call or to send me me your voice note. It's 061 524 7758. I'm gonna repeat that. It's 061 524 7758. Before I get deep into my topic, ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask my ghost. Or did she introduce herself? I forgot. My sister, how are you then?
Hi, Mo. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, are you still good?
I'm good. I'm good, and I'm super excited about the topic because I myself I'm from Ekasi, yeah, I know a thing or two about Kasi life.
Yeah, I mean, diving deep into Kasi, in general. To you, when you are in township and actually, just viewing and having an overview of the things that you see every day, what first comes to your mind?
Fear.
Take me through the fear. What kind of fear are you speaking about?
Okay, we know more that in Ekasi there is a higher rate of crime, and when you enter in every Kasi, you know that something might happen. For example, if you were holding your phone or a bag, you change a way of holding it. You are more careful now because you've entered Ekasi. Hence, I'm saying the first thing that comes in mind is fear.
It's fear.
Yes.
I mean, I get what you're saying because in terms of living in the townships, in English they would say it's the township because the living condition in townships are actually, they are poor. They are poor in terms of seeing the state, how people are living in. So those are the things that we need to keep in mind. There is, poor conditions and people are actually overcrowded. Speaking of, poor infrastructure, right now I just want to share, a screen beside me, of an example of what I am actually speaking about. As I am glancing my eyes through this picture, you can see kids, in this this environment that is not taken care of. I mean, these areas deliberately they are underfunded, with more emphasis to put more security to make sure that people are safe. As she mentioned right now that, in Kasi, you no longer feel safe anymore. Whenever you're having a cell phone roaming around, going to a shop or going to see a family friend or maybe going to see, your friend or your partner, you don't feel safe anymore. And we need to ask ourselves that how did it come to a point whereby we would put ourselves in environments that are no longer safe? What is it that we are doing as citizens of this country to make sure that the streets that we are living in and the environment that we put ourselves in is safe, is safe for everyone to live in, and you do not have the fear? I mean, the control over those living in those poor infrastructure. And I mean, the infrastructure also, less of it is actually taken care of. There is no, or what can I say, maintaining the infrastructure. I mean, infrastructure in, townships is decaying. There are libraries that were out there since, the apartheid ended, and then the government stepped in 1994 and promised to change and give people better life. Because when these group areas act happened, it was promised that the township life will be over, people will be back at their feet and into living better lives. So like in South Africa, as much as the government has promised, in South Africa, township still exist. They do still exist because our government has promised people that they are going to provide them with better environment, better infrastructure, even better education system, so that people can thrive. Because I've just shared a picture with you, so right now, I just want to ask my goats there in terms of living in fear. So like when you speak of living in fear, what is it that comes to your mind in terms of improving how when people are out there, so that they cannot live in fear?
More. I don't know if there's still time for change because we are living in times where there's a higher rate of crime because there's a high rate of unemployment. Therefore, each and every day, ma abantu bengaphangeli, they come up with different ways of hustling. So when they have too much time on their hands, they come up with ways how to make money. So la fear comes from how to make money. Because now abasebenza abantu, they need money, they need to eat. If they see me coming out of ikasi visiting, babona umsebenzi. Hence I'm saying the first thing that comes in mind is fear. Because they have too much time on their hands, they start smoking. Izidakamizwa kumele bezithengile. How do they buy them? Because they do not have money. They take from us, visitors. I don't know if there's still time to change more. Because because now government keeps on promising them a change, keeps on promising them employment, which it has not happened even now. And I remember we manifesto still, the government mentioned that kuzoba khona imisebenzi, but even namhlanje nothing.
I mean, speaking of amajita kgereza, bakgereza ngawo in doing everything, bakvorvaya because in the name of ukpanda, I think that also has to speak, to how we have designed, this environment so that nathi singabantu ezirele batho rekadula, on those places and say, you know what, right now we can start life. I mean, I think as human beings, we also have that thing that whenever I see myself in an environment that is not healthy for me and my family or my children, I need to find ways to change.
Yeah.
If I don't change the environment, then I'm moving out of the environment.
True.
So we come to a point that many people want to move out of the environments that they are in. So that's where I want to go in that, because many people is like, okay, I'm moving out because this environment is toxic to me. And my question is, wherever that you are going, is it not toxic? Or is it also like township but in a modern way? So in terms of hearing you that, there's nothing we can do, I need to step right in there and say there are many things we can do as citizens to intervene and make sure that everything works well for us. I mean, as much as townships are overcrowded, but as people, what is it that we are doing to make sure that in that overcrowded, the opportunities, how do we create opportunities for people? How do we create a better system that is going to work for people? So right now, I want to share, an image, of what I'm talking about in terms of overcrowding, in terms of an environment that many people see themselves thriving in, man. I mean, just look at how, these shacks are packed. Anything can happen. Heavy rainfall can strike in, and then people can lose their lives, and they can lose everything that they have worked for in, many, many years, guys. So this kind of infrastructure, what did it came about to it to be where it is right now? as you see it on my screen, because anything can happen here. I mean, you're asking yourself that, okay, if we are trying to have life to each other, build life, positive life, an environment that we can all strive, and then you get people who will, mug you, in the same environment, people who will take your things, when you go out, in so-called better places, people come into your house and take the things that you have been working for. So at what point do we say these things, are negative things, are toxic things, and how do we change, this kind of lifestyle? Because even the people who are in the government that we actually trust in, they don't live in such conditions. So I'm asking myself, why do we put so much, so much of our life to, government and into making sure that they have to be responsible for our lives? I mean, have you ever found yourself in a moment whereby you are suffering and you are depending on government?
Yes, we are now.
Why are you depending on the government?
Because, okay, let me give you the famous thing people always say about Basekasi. But see, 1994, when we voted, the government promised us free water, free education, employment, and everything. So, up until now, that's what we've been saying. Uba government promised us this, government promised us that. Ne? So we need to fold hands, wait on him. So wait on the government. However, if you see the picture you showed me previously,
Yeah.
I would like to go to it.
Okay, let me do this. Let me help you with that. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. Looking at this picture, you can tell that it's overcrowded. I'm not really sure of ubalo from census, ne? But I know that there is a certain number they allow location or wherever, community. Then we've got people coming with amazozo, ipozi, imikuku, and everything. Now they are adding from what is supposed to be there. That's why we say this place is overcrowded. Mabebeka lamazozo ke ngoku, it's them shying away from depending on government. They are depending on themselves. I get?
Yeah.
Bathi ngesizulu vukuzenzela.
But manje uzenzela kanjani in a place that it's not healthy for you? I mean, what is it that comes first to your mind to say, okay, government can't provide, let me provide for myself and let me make a better space for myself?
Desperation more.
So people are desperate.
People are desperate because there's no employment, number one. Meaning if there's no employment, there's no money. If there's no money, one can't feed their own family. Adding to not being able to feed your own family, now you can't provide a shelter for them. So, what do we do? Do we wait and say, maybe RDP houses are coming? Because Uzujongemo, we've also seen that we go Department of Housing and everything. If you do not have a connection, then kunzima go out. You need to have a connection in order to get a house. If you have money, like let's say today, I wake up and go to Department of Housing. If I've got money, I can bypass abantu kudala bepaboma 10 years and more and get a house tomorrow. That's the power of money. Now you do not have money. What do?
You build a shack.
You build a shack. There's a place in Cape Town where they took a shack by Beckham Kakwen, like in the middle of the road.
And then
people are staying there.
in the middle of the road.
In the middle of the road.
they put a shack.
Exactly.
So they're leaving. I'm trying to process, everything that you're saying to me right now, because I mean, some things, when you speak about desperation, desperation is something that many people, thrive in. Many people want to find themselves whereby when they show desperation, to the organizations out there, they expect, to be helped. Guys, please, if you just joined the conversation, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Share Online, and my Facebook is also Share Online. Please do not forget to share your comment down below and tell me what you think and what is your experience in a lifestyle in Kasi. What is it that you wake up to and see, and what you would like the government to fix? Let me go to an ad break, and then when I come back, we are going to be discussing more of this.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope, and help is available.
Yes, Bafethu, this is your boy Andy Maimane. Catch me every Thursday, 2 p.m. Khona with the Broskies of Sotra, brought to you by Ishe Radio. We are fixing the country. Ungatha sikutshelanga atsiye kadaso.
Indeed. Of course, you know what it is, man. Broskies of Sotra, each and every Thursday at 2 p.m. bringing you the solutions that the country needs. Please stay with us, guys. If you just joined the conversation, please do not forget to go on our YouTube, share the live. Don't forget to subscribe also, and go to our Facebook. On our Facebook page, like the page, comment, and tell me what you think of the topic that we are speaking about here, in which is Kasi life. Kasi life, the life that you have experienced growing up in Kasi and right now. What is it that you would like to see change? What is it? What are the things that you see and you like? No, you know what? I just want to find myself out of this place. Without wasting any time, I am joined. I'm going to be shortly joined by Banele on Skype, as you know, as he has decided that he wants to join this conversation and actually speak to me. Right now, I'm just gonna say hi to him and check if everything is well with the technicals. Mr. Banele, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Yes, yes, I can hear you.
I think I'm not picking. I'm not picking any sound. So can you hear me? So he can hear me, but I can't hear him right now. I mean, we are still fixing that. You know, in the meantime, guys, please do not forget to go on our socials and tell us what you think. So we are going to play you music, go on a break, and then when we come back, we are going to discuss more. And Mr. Banele, please stay with us as we are fixing this. Let's go.
Just on my knees, got family to feed, so much to achieve. I'm chasing the paper, the love of my dreams. Don't head up my line if you're selling my dreams. Yes, I can spike, focus on the grind, we all wanna get to the top. Let's pop my nigga really slow. I'm sorry, my chick, I'm panda, man. I'm getting this and it's all a good name. It's not like it's all like a mate. I'm sorry, my chick, I'm panda, man. I feel it on a couple of memory. I saw them at it and you pan and me like it is and it's all a pony. It's getting for the money. I saw them at it and you pan and me like it is and it's all a pony. I saw you much. I saw you. I saw you much. I saw you much. I saw you much. I saw you. Yeah. I saw you much.
Sama genge kule life mele sinenge suku zami ndenza isitenge isitala sami ngeke usithenge the flow is fire and lit have my flow too legit young nigga never quit rap game I'm the shit stay connected fuck your wire car rip my gassy fuck your repertoire I am something that they never are long distance I be going far the iPhone and penduli hard cooler than a smoothie can't be messing with no groupie like old days this the new me
I saw them at it and you pan and me like it is and it's all a pony. It's getting for the money. I saw them at it and you pan and me like it is and it's all a pony. I saw you much. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you much. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you. Heavenly Father, bless me with all this money I pray for. They think that I'm faking. I can't even hate though, my energy's clean. I can't even flake though, I'm trying to make money. You order McDonald's, I'm out in the streets though. She calling, I'm busy. She think that I'm cheating and that even planned though. But I'm minding my business, steadily pushing the buttons. I'm sorry, my babe. I'm sorry, my babe. I ain't trying to be bad, but I'm working for me. And I swear on God, I'm trying to be happy. I saw them at it and you pan and me like it is and it's all a pony. It's getting for the money. I saw them at it and you pan and me like it is. I saw you much. I saw you. 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 I saw you.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope and help is available.
Gazi. Yeah, you're still tuning here with me right in the Broskies of Sotra Share Online Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Please forgive me about that. We have sorted, I hope everything is sorted right there in the technicals in terms of our sound, because we are joined by Mr. Banele all the way. He will disclose where he is, speaking, joining the conversation about life in Kasi. As I told you guys before, we went to our short break. If you're experiencing, some sort of things that are unusual, please, tell me on my socials, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. That's where you will find me. And my WhatsApp line is open for comments and your voice note, 0615247758. Without wasting any time, let me get back to Mr. Banele. Mr. Banele, can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me, sir? Yep, I think I am audible.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, so we just need to fix the audio end, but I can hear you clearly.
And I can also hear you. Hi, Banela, how are you?
Good. How are you, Ghost?
I'm also good.
Yeah.
So, Mo, I think the problem is on your side.
Oh, the problem is on my side because when he speaks, I can't, get anything from him. But I can see the signals there that he can hear me.
Yes. In fact, I just need to switch one or two cables. That is at the back of the mixer.
Fixed there by the technicals, so that Mr. Banele can share more with us about this topic, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, sorry, Mo. It seems like Ubanele has a few minutes left.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't want to overstep. How about he shares his view and then
yes.
Anga hambake.
Yeah.
Banele,
Hi, Ghost.
what's your take on Kasi lifestyle, life in Kasi?
I think Kasi life is beautiful for what it's worth. But at the same time, it depends where you are in that rank of Kasi, right? Because you find people that are living the life Kasi, and at the same time, there are people that are just, in the slums and so on. So I think Kasi has also become a have and have nots, basically. So you will see big differences. I mean, we are neighbors, but the one neighbor doesn't have food, and the other neighbor just next door is throwing out food that they didn't finish from last night. So there is a big difference now because we from the same area, but we don't necessarily live the same lifestyle. Now, with regards to the have-nots, I mean, these are the people that are depending on government, and more especially now because it's time for elections, they tend to be the ones that are victimized the most because they're the ones that are being promised this and that, and just for the politicians to gain votes, right? But there is something about Kasi. Kasi is a culture. Kasi is a lifestyle. And with that being said, I mean, there is a lot to celebrate about it because what might seem to have started as a negative thing in terms of a township, it has also brought us together as human beings. So initially it was set out to oppress us as individuals, but we've somehow taken that and made it our own. So when we speak of the township or Ikasi, the etymology has also changed and evolved over time. Because right now, we know that the township isn't what was originally designed in terms of enslaving or separating people, but it actually brought us together. But at the same time, it's hard. The crime is on the roof, unemployment. You can see people are always chilling corners and all of that. So yes, I mean, I'll stop here just to give my 2 cents. But I think Ikasi is a what I would consider Ikasi as is a salad. I mean, there's the rich, there's the poorest. I mean, that screenshot you've just shown. There's the poorest, the poorest, and it's everything. It's everything in one, basically. Yeah. Hi, Ghost.
Thank you very much, Vanille. It makes sense. Over to you, Mo.
Yeah, indeed, Mr. B. Thank you so much for your insight and actually telling us, of the origins of what is Kasi and the cultures the differences and the cultures that need to be celebrated over and over again. I mean, when he touched on, the have and the have-nots, that's where we get to a point that, at what point do we get, into helping each other, stretching your hand into helping your neighbor so that they can have a better environment, a better future, and a better lifestyle for them and their families. People in Kasi, they tend to look at other places as the place whereby when they see that place, they see success. And then when they come back home, they come back depressed into not knowing what they should do, with their lives. It's like right now where I'm living, I'm just always living in the rock bottom of what poverty looks like, because I think poverty, on my side, it starts in the mind. Whenever it goes deep into the mind, it can also affect your surroundings. Because whenever you start, to believe that you are a poor person, you would not make any effort of improving the surroundings and the environment and the people that surround you. So there are a lot of things that we can celebrate, as Mr. Banele said, in terms of how Kasi has been there for a long time, and the people that are in Kasi, the ones that have overcome the challenges that many people are facing through till today. I mean, since 1994, some have seen the development of greater wealth, for their occupants, including the development of the middle class families. But however, many townships of South Africa, they still lack the essential infrastructure, and many residents, of townships, they still live in poverty, in which it's something that they still need to figure out, into making sure that they actually knock, out of that life of poverty. I mean, some townships are informal settlements where the majority of the residents that actually are migrant, workers, people who have migrated from either rural areas, coming into the towns for jobs, things like that. Also refugees, refugees, they are the people who also found themselves in this places in which we call townships. I mean, refugees, they just find, the way things are. There are people, because one example I would make, with someone who is a refugee and someone who's an immigrant, and I stand to be corrected, because as much as my sister spoke about when people are actually depending on the government to build them, households, people, they're like, because of, desperation, they will just put government aside and then decide that they themselves, they will take lead into their own lives and they will build a shack. While that person, it starts with one shack. If people have built 2 shacks there, they're like, okay, let us put ourselves here and then let us go and look for work, for jobs, so that we can actually, improve our way of life. And then whenever they are there working, to become better people and better residents in the environment that they're surrounded. And then someone comes from the rurals or from international, from a different country, and then they see the kind of lifestyle that they're living, and they will also want to, live the way that they're living. That's where how informal settlements, get to grow. That's where the lifestyle and the environment of informal settlements, they start to grow to a point that when you started this, you wanted to see yourself in better places and actually having better environments, where you are. But someone will come, and then when they come, they see your circumstances and your standard of living, and they're like, okay, let me put also my shack here, and then from 2 shacks to 4, from 4 to 16, from 16 to 32, and then we have, a township there. We have people living there in different circumstances. Yeah, that's why we spoke about, the typically poor and overcrowded people in those townships. And obviously those places, man, they're underfunded because the government, they're making little efforts into intervening and making sure that these people have better services. They make sure that their life, becomes better, into, making sure that jobs and things like the recreational backgrounds, it grows, where they are. It grows in a point that they themselves, they actually see themselves in better places. Because in South Africa, as much as townships are celebrated for what they are, as fighting apartheid, it's Yeah. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But as I was saying that, culture is actually, something that is born in the townships. Let me just play an ad with you and I will be right back.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope and help is available.
Have fun, Nalo knows over here. Catch me Kongo, Lwesibini at 2 p.m. on the Creative Corner. Summit.
Ausle Makoya lo, you're listening to Share Radio. Yazin.
You're listening to Share Radio, the best online visual radio station in town. Tune in now and enjoy the best music from around the block. This is Share Radio.
Yes, Bafethu, this is your boy Andile Maimane. Catch me every Thursday 2 p.m. Khona with the Broskies of Sotra, brought to you by Share Radio. We are fixing the country. Ungatha sikjelanga atsiye kadaso.
Ausle Makoya lo, you're listening to Share Radio. Yazin.
I'm tripping, I'm walking. Yeah, walking. I'm in the room and I'm tripping, I'm walking. Yeah. I'm in the room and I'm tripping, I'm walking. I'm in the room and I'm tripping, I'm walking. I'm pushing my name while I'm pushing my nigga. Get on time, get on beat, it ain't free. You gotta be quiet, my nigga. I'm taking my time, be quiet, my nigga. Off-white, fit right. I'm like something with some spice. Head like something with some spice. I'm GP, I got some spice. Gotta relax, my nigga. I be talking too much. I be trapping too much. I did not rap for the clout. I'm on money, on my money, on my clout. I'm gonna take the big shit, baby, rockin' a loud. Picking my brain now. You gotta fuck with no house. You wanna lay out. You wanna fuck with my house. Fuck with my trip. I got a fight on my trip. Fuck on ring. You go ring. I'm in the room and I'm tripping. I'm walking. I'm in the room and I'm tripping. I'm walking. I'm in the room and I'm tripping, I'm walking. I'm in the room and I'm tripping, I'm walking. Fuka na puno, ntwana na panda, lava sotala, lava swakache, fuka na puno, ntwana na panda, lava kufana na bana bangwani, edit video, khala ma shot, keep it jega, khala ma shot, Dallas push a veling, petty in short, shine is storming, petty cannon. Chilling with dogs, they showing me love, they're pulling some stunts. I'm chilling with dogs, I'm chilling with dogs. I'm chilling with dogs, they showing me love, they're pulling some stunts. They're pulling some stunts. They're pulling some stunts. Fuka na puno, ntwana na panda, lava sotala, lava swakache, fuka na puno, ntwana na panda, lava kufana na bana bangwani, edit video, khala ma shot, keep it jega, khala ma shot, Dallas push a veling, petty in short, shine is storming, petty cannon. Chilling with dogs, they showing me love, they're pulling some stunts. I'm chilling with dogs. I'm chilling with dogs. I'm chilling with dogs, they showing me love, they're pulling some stunts. They're pulling some stunts. They're pulling some stunts. I'm in the room and I'm tripping, I'm walking.
Good to go.
I'm in the room and I'm tripping, I'm walking.
Keep it jigga, color my shots. Keep it jigga, color my shot. Guys, let me do this, man. That was JP Scotty and Bab Novella. They say walking. I hear there Bab Novella talking about keep it jigga, color my shot. Guys, I hope some of these behaviors we can, let us just decrease, man. Alcohol abuse, drug abuse in our communities. I actually think, and I see that they also have an impact on what is happening around our townships. And we asking ourselves, why is everything not, panning out to be the way it is? I think it's because of how we actually behave and how we actually do things, and teach these things to the kids that that are growing up and seeing these kind of behaviors right here in townships. Because to me specifically, I don't see township as a bad place, but I see a culture that needs to be, need to be embraced in terms of what things are being done out there. I mean, take for instance, right now we always playing local music, music from the boys who grew up in the township, because they want to, express themselves, with what they're going through. They're showing you that beyond what is happening around the townships, it's a matter of, you expressing what you actually do. So guys, Mr. Banele has joined us back here in this topic that we are discussing, which is life in Kasi. So I'm just gonna check a few things if the audio is right with us. So Mr. Banele, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Hopefully you
Oh
can hear me
yes,
now.
yes.
Yes,
Now
now we are
I
back.
can hear me. I can hear him loud and clear. Which
Sorry about that.
all right, all right, all right. No problem. I mean, going back to what you spoke in terms of living, in townships and seeing a township as a place that needs to be celebrated. Whereby we also see young people growing up and seeing different behaviors and toxic behaviors, and also having the haves and the have-nots. So right now, what I want to understand, because as young as I am, there are many things that I am still uneducated about. Because as we are growing up as young people, trying to have a better environment, given to us. I want to understand, when you were growing up, when they said township, what is it that you were exposed to? What kind of environments were you guys growing up in, and what kind of differences did you guys, see?
Yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot. I speak about the joys as well as the pains of the township, but I mean, that whole sense of community, that whole sense of, a child isn't only your child, but it's the community's child. And you're basically raised by the entire community. And if you did wrong, then you knew that you would get a hiding not only from your parents, but from the parents of the entire neighborhood. And I think there's also that whole thing of being together. We basically one family, and there is a lot of coming together because of a common struggle, right? And over and above that, it is a place where we have created a culture, and a lot of people want to come to the township. They want to experience what it's like to be in the township. And as you know, that an entire tourism has been um, created for experiencing the township. Okay, so there's a lot. There's a lot. In fact, the language that comes with the township, the dress code, the lifestyle, and everything. So there's a bit of both. There's a bit of both. But I mean, earlier you were touching on toxic environments. I mean, I saw the picture that you had posted about it looks like a drainage or sewage where there's just a lot. There's a lot, right? So fully understood that this is where we are as a nation, but yep, there's a lot that needs to be celebrated.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Because I wanted to actually, in terms of my question, thank you. You have answered me. But there's this thing that, as a generation of the Gen Z, as we are known as the Gen Z, the new generations of young people, because you're mentioning that back then, as a child, you were a child of, a community. You belonged to the community. People, around you, they will take care of you as a young man growing up and showing you what's right or wrong. So right now, as we see that the generation that was here before us, it's like, okay, there was a direction that they were shown, to actually grow up in. Environments were actually, crafted for them to say, what, guys, please do not speak to an elderly person like this. Please do not behave like this in front of elders. So I just want to ask that where did that go? Did the parents give up? Or there was just that kind of thing that says, what, let us leave these kids to do whatever that they're doing. Because what you touched on in terms of the child belongs to the community. I mean, right now you don't see that.
True.
It's a matter of people, are not embracing each other. People, these young kids, they are disrespecting elders out there, and it's like the word free, has gone, out of its own context. So I just want to know from, back then till today, what we see? What is it that has changed? What is it that has, had an effect, to these kind of changes?
Yeah, for sure. And I think there are a bunch of PhD students or graduates that have basically touched on the topic of the changes that come over time based on where a certain community or generation is. And essentially, that has to also do with certain things that become available, and that in itself can change the way the country is run or the way even a community is functioning. So take for example that we our parents, because they did not have formal schooling, they wanted the best for us, right? But then in terms of us, this generation that had to, or we've basically experienced just a little bit of a better life, we tend to then go back and spoil our children, and they become kids that are spoiled and they don't want to work or anything of that sort, because our parents believe in the spirit of hard working and we don't. So um, I've seen that there are papers that talk to this very topic where kids essentially 3 generations or 2 generations in, they somehow complete the cycle that because they didn't get what they had, or they didn't basically receive what they wanted or what the parents wanted to give them, they will become hardworking individuals, and then they spoil their kids, and then it becomes a cycle, and so on and so on. So yeah, I think it is going away, but then I think it's just a natural progression, I suppose, where things will happen that we basically come back to the very same point or starting point of which we go back to being human being and start, disciplining our kids and so on. So I guess it's a cycle, but yeah, it is going away. This is what I'm observing, but I do think, we, as Africans, we need to somehow come back to our roots and yeah, try and live according to our African roots.
Yeah, indeed, man. Speaking of roots, there are kind of differences that we actually make. Because right now, I want to actually put my sister here on the conversation, because I actually found out that she grew up, in the rural areas. We hear that people in the rural areas, they have respect. They respect elders. They do things, accordingly in terms of traditionally and everything. So I just want to hear from her that is that true, in what you have experienced here? Like, what is the difference between, growing up in the rural areas and coming to experience growth here in the townships?
Okay, thank you, Mo. One thing I've seen na indokba kwi-location abantwana bakhona ba-rude, ne? In fact, let me not say children, like almost everyone. For example, Tina ezilalini we have what is called ubhoti no sisi. If you are old, kuthiwa ubhoti, utabani, ubrabani. Now, even if you want to call a 40-year-old or 50, ubabiza ngegama. Moeketsi, kanti if ubukwi rurals ubuzawuthi but Moeketsi.
But it makes sense. It's my name.
It's your name, but you must put something before the name to show that you are speaking to somebody omdala.
Put
Moeketsi.
Come on, man. We are trying to make life easier here.
That's what I'm saying, Anditi. Ni kwada Moeketsi. Ni kwada. If use makaya, ne? There is a certain way uthetha ngayo nomuntu. But when use location you treat each and every person like you are mates, which you are not. And then gone are those days uthi umntwana ukhuliswa village. Because now kukhule ukungavani kwi-parents, kwi-neighbors. So ke ngoku if you mistreat, if you correct umntwanam, it means you are mistreating my child. Nzokubuza ungenaphi wena? Why are you telling my son or girl not to do A, B, and C? Why ungazalo wakho uzomcorrect? Now because we talk against in neighbors when we are at home, sihleli sibukele TV. Now in the morning when umntwana ephuma ngaphandle, they remember what was said about the neighbor. Now they react to it. When a neighbor ethetha something, I saw uhlukane wena nam, because of what umama said endlini. So ke ngoku we can't really say we need to go back to what was happening back then, because sekonakele, as I said before, now isikhathi simove fast to a point that if we were to fix things, we wouldn't know where to start.
There's a start, man. Everything has, we need to start somewhere, So right now, I just want to ask, Mr. Banela, if he grew up in the rural areas or is he someone who grew up here in the townships? Okay, right now I think I'm not getting any signal from him, but I hope he answers that question in our comment section right here on Facebook, or send me a voice note on 0615247758, and also go to my YouTube. You can also leave a comment down below there and tell me what you think in terms of the life in Kasi, how people live in Kasi. And the question from me to you at home is that is Kasi lifestyle, or Kasi culture as I may call it, something that needs to be celebrated? Is it something that needs to be exposed to people out there, not as to fearing how people in the township lives? Because when you start speaking about Ikasi, people are thinking of these guys who carry knives around, who carry guns around, roaming around, just teasing everyone that they see, hijacking cars, a lot of crime. But we mentioned that we are not touching the good things, most of the things that are happening around here in our township, in which is these small businesses that are growing each and every day. I mean, a lot of people they seem to kind of not look in that direction, the direction of small businesses growing up, businesses bringing things right here in the township so that people can be exposed to what we call entrepreneurship and business skills around the block. So I think these kind of things, they really do help us in making sure that we want to strive and become better communities. And my sister right there, she wants to say something, and I'm just gonna hand it over to her.
Mo, there was a time when I was in Eastern Cape, ne? I would look at, in fact, when I'm watching your Zone 14 or Izinto Ganjalo, I would see Soweto.
Yeah.
I would see arts and culture. And Ndihlala, Ndikoma, Nditi, one day I'll see myself there. I want to be part of that township. I want to be part of that family. Nam Dizbone Ndikona. And then moving to Johannesburg, Soweto. Now I'm no longer seeing what I saw on TV. I'm like, okay, where am I? Is this the same place I saw? Ukanye izinto sezishiftile. I don't know what happened.
What did you see on the TV, man?
I saw life, I saw happiness, I saw peace, I saw arts, I saw a culture. But now when you come to Soweto, you only see youth depressed. You only see abafane khontshini ekasi beplomile on a Monday bephuzibia. Now I ask myself, when are they going to work? When are they going to school? When are they going to hustle? But bahleli, they have nothing. Where's that peace? Where's that love? Where's that arts and culture I saw at TV? None. Nothing. Bona mabhodlela nje, utshwala.
I mean, you know, to add on what you're saying, I really think every individual, you know, who comes outside of the township, it can be any township around South Africa, but I believe that there's a good part that they were not exposed to, a good part, you know, good parts, and you know, those environments that they were not exposed to, environments that are full of life. Because I believe even in the suburbs, you know, there are those places whereby the people who are living in the suburbs, you know, will never recommend to anyone, you know, either their friend or their family members, because it's all about exposure. One thing about township, there are a lot of good things happening around, you know, as I mentioned, you know, businesses, you know, there are people who are pushing businesses out there, trying to showcase, you know, their entrepreneurship skills, but these things, they go unnoticed. People don't notice these things. We have, you know, young boys playing soccer, you know, we have young girls also, you know, practicing culture, you know, they are doing major things, big things in the community to help people. So I believe that change can be there. I believe that, you know, we can turn around things, man. I believe everything, you know, that we see with our own eyes, we can, you know, fix it, you know, ourselves. We can stand up and, you know, gather around our heads and ideas that we have in making sure that our communities, you know, they thrive to become better. They thrive to become, you know, what they were meant to be. You know, apartheid was here and it brought segregation, you know, in black people. You know, a lot of black people, you know, were put in a places whereby opportunities were limited, you know. So I'm like, you know, as much as things have changed, as much as we have this, you know, background whereby bad things, you know, atrocities were being done on, you know, a regular black person, you know, I'm like, it's time. It's time to change those things. You know, it's time to actually take things from where they were taken from us, you know. So the belief in everyone should actually, you know, be out there and just live inside of you. It should be something that, you know, it strives, you know, the infrastructure. You know, right now I'm about to show you, you know, some of the infrastructures that, you know, we see around, you know, townships that, you know, were not maintained, were not taken care of. I mean, these people out here, they can gather around, you know, and just have a little meeting and into how to actually bring this thing to life. You know, you can see the kids. How can we make this place, you know, safe for kids so that they can play out there, you know, they can grow in a society that they don't feel abandoned. You know, there's depression, everything that, you know, my parents did not do this for me. I mean, we have to stop what today we call generational curses. You know, the generational curses are caused by these things, you know, thinking like, you know, your grandmother, thinking like your mom, when your mom is stressed, you know, because these things can be contagious. I believe that poverty, you know, stress, depression are things that can be contagious. They, you know, they can be passed on to the next person without you noticing. But if you can just put on your head, you know, and just have, you know, that optimistic life that you want in your life, you know, I believe that most of the things in our township will change. people can change, environment can change, systems can change, and the people who want to see other people, change. Even the government, as much as we are heading to our, elections, national elections, man, I believe that many people, they really want to see change. We have struggled so much around, in townships into making sure that the townships, they become alive as they need to be. As human beings are alive, the townships also need to be alive so that everyone can thrive to become better. So yeah, man, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you come across this video, speaking about the change that you want to see and the life in the township, tell me down, just comment down below and tell me what is it that needs to be done. As young people, as the youth of South Africa, being here and making sure that, we want to see things change. I'm hoping that we can hold each other with hands into making sure that our communities thrive to be the better. I mean, this is the Broskies of Sotra. As our slogan says, we are fixing, one country, one topic at a time, ladies and gentlemen, one topic at a time, every Thursday at 2 p.m. So please do not forget to do the right thing. Follow us on our socials, and also subscribe on our YouTube channel, Facebook, like the page. And on my Facebook, Mr. Banele, if you are still listening, man, there's a guy here called the Alchemist Camille Nganana saying, "Hi Banele, how to get hold of you? Most of it accounts are private." I don't know. Please help me, guys, understand this comment here by the Alchemist. This is what we are speaking about. Maybe this guy is from a township. He grew up with him, and then he finds Banele here on Skype, and I was like, now, this is the guy, man, that I've been wanting all of my life. But guys, without any wasting of the time, if you have joined me till here at the end of this, I would like to thank you so much, and please do not forget to do the right thing by following us on all our social media platforms. I go by the name of Moeketsi Maimane. Please catch me next time and every Thursday right here on the Broskies of Sotra at 2 p.m. Let me leave you with Lucio and East featuring Duva the MC saying house party. Till we meet again, my beautiful people. Bye bye.